expert woodsman who can cut down a tree more easily than most people can chop one up. When it really comes to tackling large lumps, you can't beat the men of the forestry companies.
An axeman's gathering.
This is Thomas losing the most that gets it.
Our 2021 Steel Timber Sports Canadian Championships here in Thames Centre, Ontario is brought to you by Blackbridge Harley-Davidson. Time to ride. Huron Tractor. We're really big on service. And STIHL Monomix Fuel, the official pre-mixed fuel of the Steel Timber Sports Series, found only at your STIHL dealer.
Before we bring out our athletes, folks, we have to, of course, mention the most important people on these competitions, and that is our judges. They're the ones that make sure that the cuts are clean and that everything goes really smoothly and everyone stays safe, because this is a very dangerous sport.
Yeah, very important job they do.
Yeah, so all three of our judges come from New Brunswick, and let's start welcoming them up right away. All the way from New Brunswick, he's our official Steel Timber Sports judge. Give it up for Darren Colford.
And coming up right behind Darren, he is an official Steel Timber Sports stage judge, Jonathan Russell.
And last but certainly not least, our conducting judge, or the man on the mic. You're going to be hearing his red velvet voice all day today. Give it up for official Steel Timber Sports judge, Roger McPhee.
They call him the sheriff. He lays down the law.
There you have it, folks. We have our judges. I think it's about time we meet our athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. Without further ado, from Pubnico, Nova Scotia, please welcome Berlin Nickerson.
And coming up right behind Berlin, we have from Inverary, Ontario, it's Garnet Peters.
Our sole representative from Ontario, hometown boy.
There we go.
And from Scotch Creek, British Columbia, he's your 5-time Steel Timber Sports Canadian champion, Mitch the Missile Hewitt.
And coming up next, he is your 2015 Canadian champion. We have from Memram Cook, New Brunswick, the beast from the east, Marcel Dupuis.
Keep an eye on Marcel today. Big favorite. From Middle Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia, East Coast boy, Jeff Larkin.
Right behind him, making an incredible comeback to Steel Timber Sports from St. Gilles, Quebec, it's Donald Lambert.
Another West Coaster here from Squamish, BC, Leo Coudreau.
Also hailing from Squamish, British Columbia, give it up for Nick Hall.
We've got a West Coast packed field here from Port McNeill, British Columbia, Nick Russell.
And coming from Truro, Nova Scotia, it's Scott Reed.
Big time Sawyer, excellent competitor. Behind him from Wolfville, Nova Scotia, Trevor Schofield.
Coming up next, your only pro men's competitor from Alberta, it's Wayne the Lightning Paulson.
Great guy, crowd favorite there, Wayne.
And there you have it, folks. This is your 2021 Pro Men's Division.
12 best in Canada right there, gonna go head to head.
The Steel Timber Sports individual competition.
In the first round, all athletes compete in 3 disciplines: the underhand chop, the stock saw, and the standing block chop. The times achieved will be converted into points upon completion of each discipline. In round 1, a difference of 1 point applies in each discipline, thus the fastest athlete received 12 points and the slowest only 1 point. Any rule infraction will result in a disqualification and the athlete will receive 0 points for that discipline. At the end of the first round, the athletes with the lowest scores are eliminated. Only 8 athletes make it to the second round. In this second round, the remaining athletes compete in the single buck and the springboard for increased scores. With 2 points difference between placings, the fastest athlete now receives 16 points and the slowest receives 2. The 2 athletes with the lowest total points are eliminated at the end of round 2. Only the top 6 reach the third round. In the third round, anything is still possible in the hot saw, as an increased score interval of 3 points applies in this final round. The fastest athlete can score up to 18 points at the hot saw, the slowest only 3 points. The athlete who manages to achieve the highest total score across all 3 rounds is the new champion.
All right, folks, I think we're about ready for our first heat of the first event of our 2021 STIHL Timbersports Canadian Championship.
Underhand chop. In the past, the underhand chop technique was used to split logs. Standing on a horizontally anchored block, the athletes cut through a 32-centimeter log. The block has to be worked from both sides.
It looks like Scott Reed's ready to come out. Let's give it up for Scott Reed.
Here we go. Kicking things off. Everybody's antsy.
He's been competing for almost 2 decades, and that includes his years as a collegiate athlete at Dalhousie University.
Yep, and speaking of Dalhousie, we got another alum, Jeff Larkin on stand number 2, Middle Musquedob, Nova Scotia. Very even athletes, very close. I'm expecting a very close race. Both good axemen. Good, solid performers, not afraid of the stage. They've done it 100 times before.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right on the gun.
There we go.
Scott and Jeff are almost simultaneous with their hits.
Looking really fast. They are not wasting any time on that first side. There we go. Jeff Larkin, the first to turn. Scott Reed, he's making a nice fluid turn over to the other side. It's looking real fast here to Jeff Larkin, just bringing the heat on those hits, and
Wow.
he's done. Holy smokes. Here we go. Scott Reed still going away on that other side. He's going to start driving anytime soon. It is looking good. That is one tough piece of timber.
No, beautiful, beautiful log. Scott's going to break that off anytime there. Nice sticks.
There we
and
go.
He's got
It's
it.
gonna go.
There it is.
Nice. There we go. Let's have it for our first heat.
Both cuts are good.
And I think we're about ready for our second heat already. We're not wasting any time at all. All right, our next heat up on stand number 1 from Squamish, British Columbia. Give it up for Leo Coudreau.
And right behind him on stand number 2 from Port McNeill, BC, Nick Russell. Now, Lindsay, Nick was one of the guys behind turning and prepping this wood, so he knows this Western White Pine extremely well. He knows what axes are going to work, and I expect a good cut here.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right on
And
the
it
gun.
looks like Leo Coudreau was the first to the wood on stand number 1. It's Nick Russell on stand number 2. He's the first to turn. Looking good. Leo finding his balance on that other side. It's looking really close there, but Nick Russell's just getting through it real fast. Looking good. Every hit exactly where he wants it to be. Leo definitely starting to pick up the speed. He knows he's got to reach down that. Oh, but Nick Russell is done.
Great cut. Leo's right behind him. He's going to clean out that bottom. He's going to break it off. There it is.
Nice.
Nice job.
Not a bad time. Nick Russell walking away with an unofficial time of 31:14. Leo with an unofficial time of 39:14.
Both cuts are good.
That's perfect. All right. Big thumbs up from Roger McPhee. That means both cuts are very good. We're going to hear from both Leo and Nick in just a couple of seconds over with Ryan to see what their thoughts are on that last heat.
Hey guys, here with Nick Russell. Nick, pretty good looking cut to me. You were hitting with a lot of slope, axe seemed to be moving wood. You happy with that cut?
Yeah, satisfied. It took a little while to get it dried off. I kind of cheated myself in the front, but you know, time-wise, you'd like to be quicker, of course. But it was wood's nice. It was shifting nice.
I thought you were moving wood great, and your pace was good. It looked like you were hitting hard. It must feel good to just be on the stage again.
Yeah, I've had one done. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Great job by Nick, and we're going to see him again in the stock saw soon.
All right, we're about ready for our third heat of the underhand chop. Coming up on stand number 1, give it up for Trevor Schofield.
And right behind Trevor on stand number 2, our Alberta boy, Wayne the Lightning Paulson.
Now, being from Western Canada, Wayne Paulson definitely has a bit of an advantage having more access to that Western white pine, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. You know, he's used to cutting it, but Trevor did spend a lot of time on the West Coast as well, so he's no stranger to it either. Should be a nice, close race here, I think.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
There we have it. We're off and running on this third heat. Trevor Schofield first to the wood. He's making some big hits, but Wayne Paulson is definitely bringing the power on that first side. They are looking real tight. Anytime they're going to turn, it's going to be now, and they're turning at the same time, folks. This is going to be a really close heat. A bit of a glance from Trevor, but he's pulling it together. Wayne just starting to give it. He's coming close, a bit of an off step off of his block. That's gonna be a couple of seconds he's gonna lose, but he's gonna bring it back. It's gonna be close. And Wayne is done first. Trevor right behind him. What a heat.
After video review, we have 2 good cuts.
Excellent news for both of our athletes. Trevor Schofield feeling good about that cut. Looks like an unofficial time for Wayne Paulson taking that heat at 38.57 seconds. Trevor Schofield with an unofficial time of 40.64. All right, we're ready for heat number 4 on stand number 1. Give it up for Garnet Peters.
Coming right up behind Garnet. Stand number 2, Donald Lambert. Youth versus experience here, Lindsay.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Garnet does. He spent a lot of time in Australia, where some of the best axemen in the world are from, and so he definitely knows exactly what he's doing with this underhand.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very good technician, but certainly Donald's no slouch either. Been chopping a long time, and he's an excellent axeman. This is gonna be a good race.
Yeah.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
There we go, off onto heat number 4. We've got huge swings from Garnet. He's making sure every hit counts. But Donald on stand number 2, he's been doing this since he was 18 years old. He's definitely digging into that wood. He's making such a fluid turn onto the other side, but Garnet is giving him a run for his money. We're onto that backside, making sure all the hits are exactly where they want to go. Garnet looking like he's taking big hits, looking good. It's down to the last seconds. Nice, there we go. Garnet Peters first, Donald Lambert on stand number 2. He's really fighting to get through. That is one tough block there. He's got it.
We have 2 good cuts.
Nice, that's what we want to hear, folks. Garnet Peters, Donald Lambert, looking good after that underhand chop. All right, Ryan, we are ready for heat number 5. Coming up on stand number 1 from Nova Scotia, it's Berlin Nickerson.
He's going to be taking on a bit of a favorite here. I think it's going to be a very close race from Squamish, BC, Nick Hall. Good buddy of yours, Lindsay.
Yes, he
Berlin's
is.
a good buddy of mine, so there we go.
I know, it's once again an East Coast versus West Coast here. But of course, Nick Hall is born and raised Ontario.
Yeah, original
guy.
Ontario boy. So I mean, that's came up through the collegiate ranks.
There you go.
And I expect both these guys to be putting in a real good cut here today.
This heat's gonna go by very fast.
Definitely.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Looks like a simultaneous start for both of our choppers. You really see Nick Hall just snapping back on his knees, looking good, but where Nick Hall has speed, Berlin has power. He's onto that front side or the back side first, but Nick Hall is not letting him get too far ahead. A bit of a stick for Nick, but he knows he can make up that time. There we go. Looks like Berlin is just nailing down on those hits. He can feel it start to wiggle, but it's Nick Hall with 30.64 unofficial time. He wanted that heat bad.
We have 2 good cuts.
Perfect. That was a fast heat for those 2 athletes.
All right, guys, here with Nick Hall. You took down Berlin in that heat, about 1.5 seconds ahead of him. Looked like a pretty good cut overall. What'd you think?
No, that was it was all right. I did a little more work on the front than Berlin, I think, and that paid off. But ultimately, not overly happy with that. I was spraying a few hits, and I got a little riled up when I turned, and was not hitting my lines the way I usually do.
Well, I mean, I think everybody's being a bit hard on themselves here. A bit of time off. You got to come out here and get those hits on. Must be feel good to just be back on the stage.
Absolutely. It's great just to be chopping again.
Well, it's great to see you back, Nick. We'll see you in the stock saw. Good luck the next event.
All right, thank you.
It seems only fitting to host the Canadian Championships here in Thames Centre, Ontario, which thrives at being a healthy and active community. Let's take a quick look at our host city.
Welcome to the municipality of Thames Centre. Together we grow. A beautiful community surrounded by nature, boasting that small town charm with all of the amenities of big city living just a stone's throw away. Located on the 401 highway corridor, this growing community is just east of London and west of Woodstock. Dorchester and Thorndale are the 2 largest towns within Thames Centre, with several smaller but equally charming villages scattered across this geographically large municipality located in the heart of southwestern Ontario.
All right, looks like we're ready for our last heat of the underhand chop. These are 2 former Canadian champions. On stand number 1, he's the beast from the east. It's Marcel Dupuis.
2 of the best in the game here right now.
It's gonna be awesome.
And right behind Marcel, don't blink, folks, Mitch, the Missile, Hewitt. Representing Scotch Creek, British Columbia, Magna Bay, by way of Australia, his roots.
Yeah.
Heck of an axeman.
Yeah.
And
Been holding an axe since he was a kid, that's for sure.
And Marcel's no slouch. This is going to be a very close race.
Marcel, a former national record holder in this event. He brings so much power and puts an enormous amount of force.
He's going to get a feel for the block. Stand up there, a little bit of lubricant on there.
There we go. You can see the markings on their blocks. That's exactly where they want to hit to make the fastest cut they possibly can.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
There you have it, folks. This is our last heat of the underhand chop, and Mitch Hewitt on stand number 2, first to the wood. He is bringing a lot of speed to this heat, but it's Marcel who is first to turn. Here we go. Look at the big swings. A bit of a stick for Marcel, but he can make it up. Mitch Hewitt very calm, getting every hit he needs, but it's Marcel first off, but he has thrown his axe. There we go. Mitch Hewitt there. An interesting end to both of our chops here. Judge is taking a look at the wood, but I think we all know the answer. looked real good.
Both cuts are good.
Nice. There you have it, folks. That is the last heat of our underhand chop here at STIHL Timbersports 2021. Marcel hit it so hard, he let that last hit just fly out of his hand.
All right, folks, here with Mitch Hewitt. Mitch, about 26 seconds or so on that cut. Not a characteristic Mitch Hewitt cut there. What was going on with that cut?
Well, I was kind of hitting that block like you didn't hit that deer last fall. I was missing everywhere, but oh well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, that is the way it goes. That's how I feel as well, Mitch. Overall, was it the right axe? I mean, your axe is sticking a little bit there. That's uncharacteristic. You don't see that much. What's happening there?
The block was just really moist and kind of spongy-like, so it was sticking on the outside, but more operator error.
Yeah, operator error. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it? All right, well, stock sales up next. Best of luck in the stock sale. Thanks. All right, guys. Marcel Dupuis. Marcel just took down the underhand chop. Got to be feeling good to come out of that first discipline with a win.
Absolutely. It's been 2 years in the making, and I'm just glad that it went well. That's 2 years mistake there. So.
Yeah. What happened there? You just a little bit of wood got a little anxious.
I was planning that the block was gonna let go, but it let go a bit sooner than I thought, and I thought it was gonna be more resistant, and it just flicked out of my hand, and I'm like, oh, come on, Marcel, you know better than this.
Well, it was a beautiful cut and a great way to start the competition. Good luck to you in the next round.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, we have our overall standings coming up very soon for our first discipline of the day, the underhand chop. That went by in a blink of an eye. Marcel Dupuis having an excellent run. Looks like he is going to be taking first place today. He's taking those 12 steel points. Next up, we have Jeff Larkin in second place with 11 points. Mitch Hewitt taking that third place. Nick Hall coming in on fourth. Nick Russell in fifth. Berlin Nickerson in sixth place. Garnet Peters in seventh. Wayne Paulson in eighth. Leo Coudreau in ninth. Trevor Schofield in 10th. Donald Lambert in 11th. And Scott Reed in 12th. Not a bad start to our STIHL Timbersports Canadian Championship.
What an incredible day we've had here at the 2021 STIHL Timbersports Canadian Championships. After some great opening races, we are well on our way to crowning our Pro Men's Canadian Champion.
Join us next time from Thames Centre, Ontario in the 2021 STIHL Timbersports Canadian Championships. Thanks for watching.